Hello Automators, thanks for tuning in again. I'm Brian from Automate Your Life, and today I have two separate products here for you, which really are the same product. This is the Wyze Lamp Socket and the starter kit for it. So it includes a Wyze Cam V3. I'm going to show you everything that's in here. And of course, if you already have a Wyze Cam V3, then you can just buy the Wyze Lamp Socket kit right here. Now, one Wyze Cam works with multiple of the Wyze Lamp Sockets. So that's why I'm going to open up both of these to show you how to get this whole system working, connected, and controlling your front lights. Inside of the box, I have just a few things. Now here is the Wyze Lamp Socket itself. Now this is an E26 socket, so Edison, that's what the E stands for. It's a twist-in socket, and then 26 is 26 millimeters, which is the size of the fixture. In terms of the USB port, now here it is on the side, and there's a little covering. I'll just try and get that open for you. There you go. It's a USB-A, and it will go to your Wyze Cam. That's the idea with this. But there's a maximum power level here on the very top, and you're going to see, or hopefully you're seeing, it says 30 watts, which means the maximum wattage on your bulb needs to be 30 watts. So if you have an old incandescent that says 60 watts or 100 watts, no, you cannot use it with this. You do get a USB power cable. Now, this was expected. It's a very, very small connector, which is actually good. That's going to keep a pretty good seal on the inside here on this fixture. Here's the connector for the Wyze V3. You can see that actually has a little bit of an inset, so that's going to help you with some weatherproofing or weather sealing, and you're just going to connect those two. So it did take a little extra push here. You can see that it is a pretty good seal right there that has occurred here with the USB-A. So the entire process is Wyze Cam V3 to this, and we're all good to go basically in terms of an electrical installation. But we need to talk a little bit about the physical components, what you get in the box for mounting hardware and what you might need. You get 6 of these in the box, and what happens with these is you're going to be able to wire wrap your USB cable through this, and then you're going to be able to stick it to a surface. And with those 6 wire clips, you're going to get 6 sets of wall anchors and smaller screws that are used to put in to this little component right here. You can see there's a little hole for the screw. You're going to put that through if the little sticker component isn't going to work, which it's probably not outside with the elements that you're going to experience. For the Wyze Cam itself, we have other mounting hardware. So this is one of the components here. This is a full metallic mount. So it will stick, if you'd like, to the bottom of this camera. There is this on the bottom of your Wyze Cam V3. That's where you're going to put some larger wall anchors and then the larger screws. That kind of a mounting situation, it's going to give you a ton of different options. So you can see this is a very simple way that we could mount the camera. We can flex up and down a little bit, and we can turn. From there, we have a couple of other options. So if we actually spin the whole thing around, this is one of the ways that I think a lot of people might mount their camera to make it very, very clean. You can actually have that cable going down and then just have one single screw through there. And you've got this camera mounted like that. The other way is underneath this screw. So I'm going to get a Phillips screw, and I pre-loosened it. I'll be honest, I struggled to get that open the first time. I didn't want to show you how much I struggled with that, but underneath here is a tripod mount that you can use. So this allows you to get a number of custom mounts that you would like, and then simply screw your camera into that mount. On the bottom, of course, you do have the SD card, which is a sealed compartment that you just kind of open up with your finger or with a little screwdriver in order to pry it open, and a setup button for when you're setting up the camera. On the back is a speaker, and it is a really good one actually. Plus on the front we have a microphone port. Now that helps you with two-way communication if you need it. This should only take me a minute, so I'm going to open up the Wyze Lamp Socket box. Now because it's early on, I get a pretty little sticker that says I backed the project. I get the quick start guide, which I got a quick start guide with the Wyze Cam V3 starter kit. I also, of course, get another Wyze lamp socket. Now this time you're just getting the mounting hardware for the cabling on this one. So you're not getting the extra screws for the actual Wyze Cam itself. Hopefully you still have those. You are still getting this sticker and the USB cable that you would need to connect to your Wyze Cam V3. So that's it. Let's get this camera set up with these two lamp sockets. It's not a very difficult process. I'm going to show you the basic setup, how it works, and what it works with. Let's go. For the wall anchors for the Wyze Cam V3, I used 3/16 of an inch. That seemed to work the best. I tried 5/32 first, but I just ended up bending the wall anchor. Now, 1/8 of an inch seemed right for the cable mounts, but I didn't actually have to use any of those. And I will talk to you a little bit about how it went with the Wyze color bulbs, because that's what I put in this first off. So I took all of my mounting hardware, went outdoors, got my drill going, and I pulled out the existing smart bulb in there. You could use smart bulbs, but you're going to create a connection and a disconnection every time the lamp socket turns on or off. Around my lamp fixture, I actually had this really great opportunity to tuck the wire away mostly. And this allowed me to kind of come to a spot where the Wyze Cam could more or less just sit next to that, and I wouldn't have a bunch of wire hanging out. So you can look for that kind of a location. Now I marked where I wanted to drill, got out my drill bit and drilled a hole, then put in the wall anchor, and then I put my Wyze Cam on top of that wall anchor and screwed in my screw. But you leave a little bit of the screw out so that the Wyze Cam mount can sit on there. You can see my setup right here. See how I was able to tuck away my wire here? And I did use some of those wire wraps to just make sure it stayed in there. Inside of the Wyze application, I went up to the top left, I hit the plus, and I added a new device. Believe it or not, you will find the Wyze Cam lamp socket inside the list of cameras, and I chose set up a lamp socket with a Wyze Cam. Now, this is where the Wi-Fi signal strength really does matter, and it was telling me it had a weak connection, but actually it's been able to hold and maintain since I put it out there. So you know what, you're going to want to check your Wi-Fi signal strength, and you're going to want to make sure that your Wi-Fi is good. Initially, I was only installing the one Wyze lamp socket, so I chose only have one socket. It's actually really easy to get the next one going. Up until this point, your camera and everything should be powered off as you're screwing in the light bulb and powering up your Wyze Cam, but you power it on and then you're going to press the little setup button underneath the camera, and then you've got to select your Wi-Fi network and put in the credentials. Then it will bring up this QR code which you place in front of the camera just about half a foot to a foot away, and then it should scan that and say that it's scanned that. That will cause the camera to connect to your Wi-Fi network. It's always a good idea to test that your camera can actually connect out at this location before you actually do this physically in your home, because obviously I've screwed this into a wall and now I would have to remove that. Now I've renamed my device to Driveway Camera, and Cam Plus is something that you'll have to think about if you want person detection and longer recordings than 12 seconds. And you'll also have to choose if you want to share this camera with other accounts or other people in your home. Now your setup of the camera is actually complete, and it brings you right into this page, and it says, okay, we can customize this new lamp socket that you've installed. Inside inside of there, we have 3 settings up at the top. There's the auto, the on, and the off. And you can use the auto mode just to turn on your lights when motion is detected. That's something I think a lot of people will want to do. The on and off modes are obviously just for on and off, but I actually found scheduling everything to be the best mode for managing this. This is really your only lamp socket settings page at all. Up here in the top right, you'll actually see a little picture of a lamp, and when you tap on that, that physically turns them on or off. But if you have other settings like automatic or you've put them off, they will just turn back off. Installing a second Wyze lamp socket is actually really easy, and you don't have to even do anything in the application. You just simply have to turn the power off and on both of your lamp sockets within 30 seconds of each other, and then they will pair together, and you just give it a couple of minutes and then re-enter the lamp socket settings in the app, and you will find that you will have multiple working together. With the Wyze color bulbs, this was initially the rule that I created, or the schedule that I created. You can see it's 45 minutes before sunset, and I'm turning on the lamp socket, and then I'm turning on the color bulbs. That's because I found them not on a few times. This is despite the fact that I had power loss recovery on to maintain the previous state of the lights. Wasn't working, it's just too quick of a command. So what I actually did is I turn on the lamp socket at 45 minutes before sunset, and then I created a second rule that would turn on at 43 minutes before sunset. Otherwise, if you just put in regular bulbs, then they're going to turn on when the lamp socket comes on. So it's just with smart bulbs that you have to kind of give it time to have the bulb reconnect to your Wi-Fi and then send it a command. Of course, Wyze has a ton of other features and products that you'll want to know about, so check out our playlist up on screen now to get wiser with Wyze products. Otherwise, thanks for watching today, and of course, don't hate, automate.